suggesting that this court doesn't value our veterans or value Veterans Day. We know how important that is to the court. But still, for preserving our objection that this is not a judicial day when court can conduct business, and more specifically, this is a federal holiday on which the court cannot compel jurors to appear and for jurors to serve, however willing they might be to do that.
That was Kevin Gough in court today, Veterans Day, and making an objection to actually holding court on Veterans Day. Let's take a listen now to something else that Kevin Gough did, another objection he had to what happened in court yesterday. Listen closely.
Your Honor, I was reminded of one matter that I wanted to address. My understanding while I was cross-examining Investigator Lowry yesterday is that the Right Reverend Al Sharpton managed to find his way into the back of the courtroom. I'm guessing he was somehow there at the invitation of the victim's family in this case. And I have nothing personally against Mr. Sharpton. My concern is that it's one thing for the family to be present. It's another thing to ask for the lawyers to be present. But if we're going to start a precedent starting yesterday, we're going to bring high-profile members of the African-American community into the courtroom to sit with the family during the trial in the presence of the jury. I believe that's intimidating, and it's an attempt to pressure, could be consciously or unconsciously, an attempt to pressure or influence the jury.
Let's bring back in Court TV legal correspondent Julia Janae. Julia Janae, how did the judge resolve these two issues, Veterans Day and Al Sharpton in the courtroom?
All right, Veterans Day, the judge took this into consideration a long time ago. He let these jurors know, if you do not want to hold court today on Veterans Day, send me a note and we will not have it. But in the interest of time, they had plans with the court to go today, to continue, even though it is a federal holiday and all of the other offices around here today were closed. He didn't get a note from any jurors, so they proceeded with trial today. So this motion coming up from Kevin Gough was denied because of that process that the judge had in place. As far as the African-American pastors and figures inside of the courtroom, the judge said, first of all, he said that Al Sharpton, he noticed him when he first came into the courtroom, and then he didn't notice him anymore. He said he does not think in any way that he can block members of the public from being in the gallery, especially if they are being respectful of the court rules. So that motion or comment from Kevin Gough was denied as well. But Kevin Gough was concerned about whether or not Jesse Jackson or other people who have are notable figures, which we have seen them outside of the courthouse or inside, that may in some way influence this jury. And I can tell you the way it's set up inside that courtroom is that first row behind the defense table is for anyone the defense wants to bring in. I've actually seen the court officers say, well, if you're bringing in another person, then someone else has to come out. The next row is media, and the row in the back is for Ahmaud Arbery's family, and they don't bring in too many people, but it's only the people who can fit on that row.
All right, let me get more reaction tonight. Renee Hill, is there a court rule in New York where you practice that prohibits high-profile members of the African-American community from sitting inside of a courtroom?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is an open courtroom. Anyone can come into view and see what is going on in the process. And the fact that the Arbery family has members of either the press or of a higher standard, held to a higher standard in the community, or activists that are there in support of them means nothing. They are allowed to come in. And that's why the jury was vetted in the beginning to ask them if they could be fair and impartial in this case, despite what they've known, despite what they've seen in the media about this case. So the fact that the Reverend Al Sharpton is there should not change the jury's position in any way.
Okay, see, it reminds me of the arguments I used to see defense attorneys make when, in a case involving the shooting and murder of a police officer, when members of the police force would come into a courtroom in their uniforms and fill up that gallery. And they would object, but there's nothing you could do. It's a public courtroom. The public is entitled to see it regardless of who you are.
Absolutely. I mean, I wish this attorney would just file actual motions based on the merits and not based on his feelings. Last I checked, this is a public courtroom and anyone of the public is welcome. And he's just singling out Black African American pastors. So I guess white pastors would be permissible to come in. I mean, it makes no sense whatsoever. He's not practicing law properly, ethically, in my opinion. I mean, as long as people that are in court are not disrupting court, I see no problem with it. So this was
Exactly,
just
and
another
sometimes
privilege.
you can't wear the buttons or the T-shirts, but that's not what we're talking about. It's just Al Sharpton showed up. All right, Jennifer Brown, I'll give you the last word. You only have, though, about 12 seconds.
I mean, I agree with my colleagues. I don't think that that should be stopped. I think anybody could come in, public courtroom. I don't think those motions stand. And I think he's kind of making a spectacle of himself by raising all these motions.
All right, Julie, Janae, thank you down in Brunswick. Renee Hill, Kesia Early, Jennifer Brandt, thank you all so much. Appreciate your time tonight.